Alright guys, my MUET result just released. So, here is the result. Bro! A 4.0? Oh my goodness, bro. I thought I'm gonna get a 5, man. Bro, look at this. My listening is 48. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. During my listening test, the voice was so clear. I understood everything. I thought the answer that I choose was correct. There was like how many sections? Is it four session if I'm not mistaken? There are 4 parts for the listening test. Dude, I understand what he or she said. Whether or not Indian, Chinese, Malay, I understand the English, bro. How did I get 48, bro? I don't get it. Okay, speaking, bro. Okay, speaking, I get the highest is 71. Alright, speaking, I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to blame my teammates, I think it's my fault. I didn't prepare well, but I think I did a good job. But for 71 out of 90, I think it's pretty good. But for reading, bro, okay, I'm not gonna lie, reading is pretty hard. I get a 52 on that, but I'm not gonna lie, it's still pretty low because I think most of the answer that I choose is correct. I'm not gonna lie, I read the question, I read the context, I read it back and forth, front, back, up, down. I read all the directions, even the directions that I never knew I have, I read the question with ways that I never thought I'm gonna use. But I get a 52, bro. I at least can get like a 60 or 70. I don't know, bro. Okay, writing test. Okay, writing test, I get a 53. Okay, I just called my mom just now. My mom told me that for the writing test, usually, the question will be like they ask you to answer this question. So there's no need for me to add on extra answer. I think that's my bad. I think she's right. She's right. I took it way I took it way too deep. I want to do extra. Maybe for example the question asks that the question says please recommend a good sports book for people to read. But for my part, I add a lot of things. I add stuff like sports book. I add like digital sports, e-sports, physical sports, spiritual sport, any sport I can think of in the whole universe, bro. I just spam inside there, bro. I think maybe that's why I get a 53. I thought I'm gonna get a 5, bro. When I look at this result, I was at the gym, When I look at it, I'm in pure disappointment, bro. 4.0. But I'm not gonna lie, I thank God I passed. I still pass, but still, bro, I can do better, bro. Band 4, at least a 5, bro. It's okay, man.